Hello everybody and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If this is your first time here, my name is Esther and I am an international medical graduate currently practicing in the United Kingdom as a foundation doctor. Alright, so today I'm going to be sharing about a medical on-call shift, the types of shifts that we have. Again, this is obviously just based on my own experience and my trust, and this has nothing to do with like every other place in the UK. Okay, so when you do get your rota as a foundation doctor, you will see that you have different types of shifts. I started in medicine with a medical job and geriatrics department. So one of the shifts I have is a 9 to 5, which is your normal working day. So your normal working day is going to be a 9 to 5 shift. So on your normal working day, you're going to be based on your ward, okay? You're going to be based on the ward, and that's it. So depending on how the ward works, you would have your own patients. Again, this might different trusts, but the way mine worked was that we usually were assigned a base. So I have my own list of patients. The other people have their own list of patients, okay? So that's it for your 9 to 5. Then the other type of shift you have is what we call the first on call. So when you're in first on call, you're going to be clerking in ED as part of the medical on call team. In addition to that, you will also be carrying the crash blip. Okay. In my trust, F1s were recommended to do ALS. So I had to do my ALS and thankfully I passed it. Yay. All right. So yeah, so then you will carry the crash blip. For your first on call, it's usually a long day. It's either a set of long days or a weekend set. So the set is Monday to Thursday, 9 a.m. to 9:30 p.m. So at 9 o'clock, you will go for handover, and then handover typically should end by 9:30. And then from 9:30, you would go to A&E, where you go and clerk patients, okay? For the first on call, there is the reg there, the SHO is there. For me, I was paired with another F1, so I always had my fellow F1. So if I was stuck, clearly I would always ask my F1 first, and obviously because we're both new to the system, if we don't know, then we escalate it further. Okay, so yeah, so that's the first on call shift. The other type of shift you have is second on call. Again, this will differ in trust. In my trust, if you're second on call from 9 to 5, you will be part of the ED clerking team. Okay, so you'll be in the ED clerking as part of the medical on call from 9 to 5. So it's not different from your first on call. Okay, however, from 5 to 9, you will be covering the wards. In my trust, we cover 4 different wards, four medical wards. One was Jerry's, the other was stroke, and then gastro. Yeah, so those were the 3 wards that we were covering. There were 2 gastro wards. So those are the wards that we will be covering. So essentially, if there is anything that is needed, first would be, for example, those that are doing the normal working day 9 to 5, if there are things that they need to hand over, if their patients are poorly and that they need you to keep an eye on, if there are blood tests that they need you to chase, or scans that you need to chase, or scans that you need to chase the results or request, essentially, these are some of the jobs that you might be handed over to. Okay, and also you can be bleeped by the nurses for anything. If a patient obviously needs to be seen, patient is unwell, you will be bleeped, or if a patient needs pain medication, IV fluids, these are some of the things that you might get bleeped for, essentially. Okay. So that's second on call during weekdays. So if you're doing Monday to Thursday, second on call, 9 to 5 A&E, then 5 to 9, you'll cover the wards, okay? However, if you are second on call weekend, on Fridays, you will be 9 to 5 in A&E, just like the Monday to Thursday. But Saturday and Sunday, you will be covering the wards, okay? For my trust, there's usually a weekend list and their list of jobs that you need to do. So you need to make sure that you know where that list is, okay? So if you're going to be on call, again, obviously, it's going to be different in different systems. So clearly ask questions. Okay, what happens during on call? What is expected? What do I need to know? Okay. And some of this would also be given to you during induction. Okay, so keep your ears definitely open for this. So for us, we have to look for that list. It's easier, we print it out. That way we have access and then we can take the jobs that we've done. But in between as well, the nurses would bleep you for jobs that need to be done, patients that are doing poorly. So in that case, you would need to go review them and make a plan, okay? There is a reg that you could call, but it's not like when you're first on call, when the reg is there. If they're not collecting patients, they are there, and then you could easily see them. For second on call, you would have to call the reg. They are quite responsive. Some are nice. Some give you their phone number. They're like, just call me, okay? But some, you have to bleep them, okay? So it just depends. The experience is different. That's second on call. And then another type of shift you have is night shift. But to be honest, the night shift is not different from your first on call. The only difference is that you're doing it at night. So you're still going to be in ED, collecting patients. Night shift usually runs between, again, 9 p.m. to 9:30 a.m. because 9 p.m. the day team would hand over to you, and then when you're leaving at 9 a.m. the next day, you would hand over to the day team. Okay, so usually it's kind of like the same set of people, so it feels like a nice, like, oh, you were passing the baton to each other. Anyways, that's just how I see it. Anyway, it's just my own fun thing. Obviously, not everybody sees it that way, but yes, yeah. So that's it for the types of shift. In terms of my favorite shift, oh mine, can you guess? Well, my favorite shift is obviously first on call. Some people don't like first on call. I don't know, but obviously that's for me. The reason why I like it is because if I'm ever stuck, there are people around that I can talk to. Like I could ask the SHO, I could ask the reg, okay? So for me, I like that. Okay, some people prefer second on call, but everybody's different. And of course, if you were to guess what my worst shift is, of course we know it's the night shift. It's not like they're bad. Like again, it's the same as first on call. The only difference is that I want to sleep. I really just want to sleep. But of course, I'm there to work. I cannot sleep. But I don't know. Some people, everybody has like their weakest hours for night shifts. For me, my weak hour is 3 a.m. to 4 a.m. Okay. I don't know what happens, but between those hours, I would just start mispronouncing stuff. And it's at that moment I'm like, okay, Esther, you need a break. And what do I use my break for? A power nap, people. That's all I use my break for. A power nap. Okay? Because I can't even eat. Like I'm not hungry. I just want to sleep. That's all I want to do. I just want to sleep. But usually after my power nap, I'm good to go for another 5 hours or 6 hours before the shift ends. So usually that's it. But yeah, so those are the kinds of shifts that you do. If you did enjoy this video, you know what to do. Give it a thumbs up, like it, and of course, share and leave a nice comment. You know, just something to let me know that you've seen this video, you've watched it till the very end. Thank you. All right.